give you the basic idea of what is drug information service. দেখো, just listen, very relaxed, just listen. দেখো, growth of, একদম আরামসে শোনো, কিছু নেই, এটা টপিক তোমাদের জিজ্ঞেস করবে না, জাস্ট শোনো বিষয়টা। সেটা হচ্ছে কি, দেখো, we have so many drugs today, right? And there is lot of information about those drugs and diseases. Now you being a would-be doctor and you have a bright future ahead, so most of the time to be updated, you don't have enough time in your clinical practice life that you read your books every time. So you have to rely upon journals, articles, various drug resources, from where you can get the most updated data. Now the challenge is that it is very tough to find a good article in internet. You see, in Google, if you search any topic, you will see lots of medical journals. Do you know about Scholar? Google Scholar? Yes, you know. How many of you know about Google Scholar? 1, 2. Anybody else? 3. Anybody else? So you have searched lot of things in Google's. Right? Just Google the term Google Scholar in your Google. If you search Google Scholar in your Google, Google will lead you to another Google version that is called googlescholar.com. And if you search any topic in Google Scholar, the only the journals or articles will come out, nothing else. All other data will be excluded. Now among, you see, suppose you write depression and you get a lot of article. Now which article to choose? There are a lot of information, and which article you can understand, no, the article data is, I am not feeling well with the data, or not relatable to our community, or the article has conflict of interest. For example, where the conflict starts, suppose I am a pharma company, okay, and you people are researchers, okay. So I told you that I have brought a new drug for acidity, for example, and you study the effect of the drug on acidity and give me a report on how it works. I will give you 100 million for it, okay. So you are getting 100 million for your study. So will you ever publish anything that is negative for me? Huh? Most of you won't. That's what happens. So you have lot of information, which information to choose? That's where the idea comes that there must be a DIC, that is Drug Information Center, from where you can get at least some form of authentic information. So WHO first developed a DIC to promote rational use of drugs. So what is drug information? The provision of written and or verbal information about drugs and drug therapy in response to a request from healthcare officials, organizations, committees, patients and public community. That means it is, DIC is for everyone. It is for a patient, it is for a doctor, it is for a pharmacist, okay, it is for any person, it is for a nurse, it is for any person who is attached with the healthcare system. Provides in-depth, unbiased source of crucial drug information to meet needs of the practicing physicians, pharmacists and other healthcare professionals, as I said. So mission key to increase the community knowledge and awareness about the drug and drug usage. For example, you see, you will get lot of patients who take diclofenac, okay, for so many reasons. They don't know about the basic ideas or basic toxicities, adverse effects of diclofenac, that if you keep on taking diclofenac for a long time, there may be chances of ATN. You know ATN in kidney, right? tubular necrosis. Okay, acute tubular necrosis or chronic tubular necrosis, that may happen with diclofenac, but most of the people have no idea about it. Okay, most of the people think that taking 10 or 20 alprazolam will cause suicide or homicide. You see, you know that incident, এই ঘটনাটা দেখলে তো, ওই যে সুইসাইড করেছে, হ্যাঁ, ফ্যামিলি মেম্বারদের মেরে তারপর নিজেরা কি কার অ্যাক্সিডেন্ট করে দিয়েছে, বলছে সেদিন নাকি 20টা করে অ্যালপ্রাজোলাম খেয়েছিল। তো অনেকে 20টা অ্যালপ্রাজোলামে মরেও যেতে পারে, অনেকে মরে না। সো দিস আর দ্য থিংস ইউ should know, or anybody should have a basic access. First DIC at University of Kentucky in USA, that was formed in 1960. You see, in USA 80% of the hospitals have their own DIC. That is lacking in our country. What is the scenario in India? WHO India with Karnataka State Pharmacy Council has 5 DICs operating in India. One is in Sirsa, Haryana, one is in Raipur, Chhattisgarh, in Jaipur, Rajasthan, Dibrugarh, Assam, and Panaji, Goa. So these are the centers where you can get lot of information about the latest drugs, what are the source, what are the adverse effects, pharmacokinetics, and all those things. So information in a DIC is dependable, timely and standard, and expertise should be readily accessible. So it all leads to basically optimal use of drug information and drug usage. So how a DIC is formed? A pharmacy team, pharmacist, pharmacy technician must be present, students may be present. Medical team contains of toxicologists, clinical pharmacologists, supporting team, people trained in library science with computer knowledge. Okay, toxicologists have very little importance in our country basically, but has huge importance in first world countries. For example, in UK, yes, in UK and US, toxicology is, and also criminal forensic science, criminal psychology, toxicology and criminal psychology, these two subjects are their first choice. So it comes before even radiology or general medicine. Okay, that much of demand, but we don't have that infrastructure for toxicologists anymore till now in our country. So objectives of DIC is promote evidence based practice. So you are a practicing physician and basically you need a data on a drug and you access the DIC and you get just the latest and most evidence based information on that drug. Meet the patient's needs while providing pharmaceutical care. Improve patient adherence, to improve accurate and unbiased information, and to provide an organized database. So what are the informations you can get in DIC? Basically general, pharmacological, toxicity, formulation of the drug, its pharmacokinetic property, and adverse effect. So you see sources of information, but where to find, that is our topic. So you see, if you see the scientific literature, you can classify it as a pyramid. So the bottom of the pyramid is, you see, patents, then conference papers, abstracts, case reports. Case reports, you know what is case report? Case report হচ্ছে কি, ধর তুই দেখলি যে মেথনিডাজলে একটা অ্যাডভার্স এফেক্ট হচ্ছে, হ্যাঁ, তুই যদি এরকম 3টে কেস পাস, ওকে, তাহলে কিন্তু সেটা একটা ট্রেন্ড ধরা হয়। তাহলে তুই একটা 3টে রিপোর্ট নিয়ে, যে 3টে আলাদা আলাদা কেস, সবারই মেথনিডাজল ইনডিউসড এই র্যাশটা হয়েছে, তুই একটা কেস রিপোর্ট করে পাবলিশ করতে পারিস। দ্যাট ইজ অলসো এ সায়েন্টিফিক ডেটা যে মেথনিডাজলে এই র্যাশটা হয়। Journal articles, correspondence, thesis. You see, in MD you have to do a thesis, okay, a research on some topic. So those theses are also, these are primary sources. Secondary sources ki bibliography, review articles, abstracting and indexing services. So what is the difference between a normal article and a review article? Normal article হচ্ছে তুই একটা স্টাডি করলি, ও একটা স্টাডি করলো, ঠিক আছে, এরকম ঘরে দেখা গেল 10 জন একটা টপিকের উপর স্টাডি করেছিস, তোদের আলাদা আলাদা রেজাল্ট হতে পারে, সেম রেজাল্ট হতে পারে, হোয়াটএভার ইট ইজ। রিভিউ আর্টিকেল হচ্ছে আমি আরেকটা আর্টিকেল লিখলাম তোদের 10 জনের ডেটা কম্পাইল করে, যে 10 জনের ডেটা থেকে আমি ফাইনালি ডিজিজ সম্বন্ধে কি ধারণায় পৌঁছলাম। ওকে, So review articles are based on other articles, studies of other articles, and more scientifically improved version, okay, of those articles. So these are secondary sources, and tertiary sources that we rely upon at your stage, that is textbooks, okay. So primary source I already told, original information, original studies, theses, scientific journals, and proceedings of conferences. Secondary source key, for example, PubMed. Like I said, Google Scholar. Okay, if you search PubMed, PubMed is just like Google Scholar. It is a database for USA. Okay, so all the latest drugs and all the latest informations you can get in PubMed. Now, how to search? That is a very important point. Suppose প্রত্যেকটা জার্নাল যদি তোরা খুলিস দেখবি তাতে একটা কিওয়ার্ডস থাকে, ওকে। ডু ইউ নো হোয়াট ইজ কিওয়ার্ড? জানা নেই, আচ্ছা ঠিক আছে। কিওয়ার্ড কি? যে কোনো টপিকেই তুমি কিওয়ার্ড চাইতে পারো। ফর এক্সাম্পল, তুই এটা গুগলে সার্চ করবি যে ডাজ সেকেন্ড জেনারেশন অ্যান্টিহিস্টামিনিক্স কজ সিডেশন, ওকে। তুই এইভাবে সার্চ যদি করিস তুই সঠিক অ্যান্সার পাবি না। কেন পাবি না? এনি আইডিয়া? তুই সার্চটা কি করলি যে ক্যান অ্যান্টিহিস্টামিনিক্স কজ সিডেশন, এই ডাজটা গুগল বোঝে না, কজটা গুগল বোঝে না, ওকে। তাহলে ওকে দিতে হবে কি, ওই ডাজ আর কজ নিয়ে আরো 50টা আর্টিকেল জুড়ে দেবে যাতে ডাজ আর কজ শব্দটা আছে, ওকে। সো হাউ টু সার্চ? সার্চ কি করবি? সার্চ করবি অ্যান্টিহিস্টামিনিক্স সিডেশন second generation. Then you are focusing on the keyword, that you focus on these 3 words only, and you will get the articles. So you go to Google, search Google Scholar or search PubMed, and then their search option, you go and search the keywords on any topic you want. It is not related to medical. PubMed is for medical, but Google Scholar is for any topic, but you have to search like that, okay. Now another problem is institutions often has access to search some articles. You probably see, you go there and you try to open it and they say you have to make a charge for it, okay. How to avoid that? There is a very simple solution. You search that second generation antihistaminic sedation .pdf. So if you do that, the only PDF articles will come up that you will be able to download, and free articles will come later, okay. So that is the way of searching for an information very quickly. In this method you can search the latest article, latest information within a fraction of minute, okay. It saves your time, okay. So this is also a big part of the drug information system. Right now most of the journals are online, okay. So the need for a physical infrastructure for a drug information center is going down day by day, because we have all the information now available online, okay. Just you have to know the right track or right thing to do, right keyword to search, that is the thing. So databases like PubMed, MBBS, Scopus, Toxline, National Library of Medicine Gateway, these are the databases you can search in Google and get your data very quickly in your practicing life, because every time you cannot carry your book or you cannot read an entire chapter, okay. You are giving your rounds, এরকম সিচুয়েশন তৈরি হবে ভবিষ্যতে, যখন ইন্টার্নশিপে যাবি, শিখবি, একটা পেশেন্ট ভর্তি হচ্ছে, তুই সার্চ করবি, দেখবি না বুঝবি, তার আগে দেখবি পরের জন এসে গেছে ইমার্জেন্সিতে, তার সঙ্গে আরো 10টা লোক ঢুকে যাবে, তুই বলবি এক্ষুনি আপনি দেখুন, ঠিক আছে। তো দিস থিংস উইল occur, okay. So you have to do all the things in a very fast as you can, okay. So Tertiary source, I say textbooks on drug and disease topics, pharmacopoeias, encyclopedia, dictionary and guides. So other sources, public and hospitals about adverse effects of any drug, like in a college you can get studies or data of adverse drug reaction. Local drug lists, national formula lists, hospital formularies, internet, I said the most important source right now, phone calls to manufacturers, government and non-government organizations and to other DICs. You can also do that if you don't get any information in internet. So you see, so you basically, what I said, classification of a question. For example, a patient is coming with cough, okay, and you cannot explain the cough, unexpected idiopathic cough. So you write idiopathic cough treatment .pdf, okay, no, nothing else. Then the background information will come, then you search for a literature and then prepare your response or answer according to the best study you can get. Now suppose একটা জার্নাল তুই পেলি, ধর সার্চ করলি, সার্চ করে 10টা জার্নাল পেলি, ওকে, এবার 10টা জার্নালে ডেটার মধ্যে কোনটা তুই নিবি আর কোনটা নিবি না। একটা জার্নাল খুলে প্রথম যে জিনিসটা দেখবি সেটা হচ্ছে জার্নালটাকে ক্রস করে একদম লাস্ট পাতায় চলে যাবি, যেখানে বিবলিওগ্রাফি দেওয়া আছে, সোর্স দেওয়া আছে, তার ঠিক আগে দেখবি ওখানে একটা কলাম থাকে কনফ্লিক্ট অফ ইন্টারেস্ট, ওকে, আর স্পন্সরশিপ। অর্থাৎ আমি একটা ড্রাগ নিয়ে একটা আর্টিকেল ছাপালাম, বা আমি একটা প্যাথোলজিস্ট, আমি একটা প্যাথোলজি কারণ, ডু ইউ হ্যাভ এ কনফ্লিক্ট অফ ইন্টারেস্ট এনিওয়্যার? I work for some institution or I am related to the disease, somehow there is some conflict of interest. So a good journal should not have any conflict of interest. First. Second thing you have to check is what is the fund for that article. It is self-funded, okay, or there is some funding. Like I said that if I pay you 100 million, okay, big pharma companies pay that kind of money. It's not a big amount. They pay this kind of money for a study. 100 million is a very meager amount, I am saying. They spend billions of dollars on just research. That's why a particular division of pharmacology has come, that is CRO, Clinical or Contract Research Organization. You search about it. In Hyderabad, we know the biggest pharma companies are there, right? Dr. Reddy's, okay, Sun Pharma, then there is Vimta Lab, okay, Vimta. So what are these? These are basically CROs. They started their business like that. They say to American companies, Pfizer or Sanofi, said that give us $1 billion and we will give you a result. Studying those drugs in Indian population. That's what they have done. So CRO is a big form of business in the pharmaceutical industry right now, apart from drug manufacturing. Okay, just like an IT service. You are outsourcing your R&D to a third world by reducing the cost. That's it. Critical thing. So you see who queries most in DICs, or who have the most queries? You see general medicine practitioners have the maximum number of queries, followed by gynae, pediatrics, pharmacists have a little bit of queries and others. So categorization of drug information queries based on status of the inquirer. So physicians have queried, pharmacists have queried, you see interns have the maximum query. That's why what I was telling you, okay, because when you are giving daily rounds you will have very less time to study, okay, because in top hospitals that kind of patients, I know some of my friends went to Safdarjung, Delhi during their internship, and they used to say that they had they started their duties with a bag containing 50 or 60 injections and 50 or 60 channels. That was their daily job. At least 50 channel you have to do from morning. Okay, so if channel single takes 2 minutes, then it is you have to do channeling for at least 2 hours. Then you have to give the round with your senior consultants. That will be another 2 hours, so 4 hours. Okay, then you have to do OPD. That will be another 2 to 3 hours, because there will be expected 50 to 70 to 100 patients. So that is basic, just basic round, basic OPD and basic channeling. That will cost about 6 hours in the morning. Okay, from 8 to 2. Okay, then again in the afternoon from 6 to 8 or 9 probably with your PGTs. Okay, because PGTs will give round and they will expect that interns will come. So 9 to 10 hours of your daily job is in the hospital. Apart from that, you have to do it for your PG. So the best way to study is that you observe a thing, observe a heart failure patient and read that. Observe a upper respiratory tract infection patient, what is the treatment, and read that. See an MI patient today and read that. So to do that, you must have access to the data all the time, and at the same time within a very short span of time you can do that. So the only way is to either have to study very hard 20 hours in a 24 hours, or you have to do systematically by checking these things in internet, because textbooks are often backdated, they don't have updation, lot of things comes, but review articles, basically these kind of journals are always very helpful in getting the information in a very short period of time. That's most of the time. So what is the percentage of queries? You see, queries, maximum queries comes about adverse drug reaction. What are the adverse drug reaction? Then drug interaction, dosage, what is the dosage, what is the drug therapy, indication and others. Okay. Another very important, you see, dosage, I think dosage must be higher, because in dosage there is very much discrepancies. Okay. For example, I told you propranolol, Inderal. If you see Goodman-Gilman, that is an internationally acclaimed textbook in pharmacology. Final word. You see Goodman-Gilman, Inderal or propranolol dose is, starting dose is 40 milligram. 40, 80, 160, 320. Now if you give an Inderal, propranolol 320 to an Indian patient, patient will collapse then and there. Okay. So what is the Indianized data? So you search that data for India. So what you will search? You go to Google, search Google Scholar, open Google Scholar and search propranolol dose Indian population, and it will give you the latest data, latest study done in 2024 or 23. That's how you keep on tracking or keep on updating. So drug information bulletins are there. These are available in generally medical college libraries. You have access to those. So summary, DICs are regarded as a gateway of drug information. They have responsibility to provide highest possible standard information, sources of information. DIC is aimed at rational use of drugs. A proper working DIC is necessary to make best use of its services.